Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, where we, the Knight Commander of the 5th Crusade, need to go talk to the Queen. Let's do that. Not keep her waiting. There's also a lot of supplies and other people to talk to in here. So let's go ahead and loot the place first. I mean, that's just what any upstanding Knight Commander would do. What is all this stuff? Huh? It's mine now.
Our path leads on.
And let us put away all of these magic weapons. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to sell them, but I want to hold on to them just in case we meet anybody who might use them. I don't know if we will, but you never know.
I will guide us.
Let's talk to this guy first. Leoter Hawkblade. My respects, Commander. I hope you will be able to spare me some time after all the formalities. Nora. Happy to help the cause, Commander. And Socio. It's good to meet you, Commander. Alright. Good to meet all of you, too. Queen. The Queen greets you with a stare. She has dropped the pompous air with which she just announced the 5th Crusade. The face of the ruler of Mendev appears calm and thoughtful. She has made her move and now awaits her opponent's reply.
Commander, I'm satisfied with the troop review, but I do not expect they will be sufficient for the task. You will have to prove yourself a shrewd leader and hire the necessary troops with the provided funds.
She gets quickly to the point.
I have chosen a target for your campaign, and that target is Dresden, our lost outpost within the World Wound. The Sword of Valor was kept there, a banner that was once carried by Iomade herself. Our greatest relic was lost when the city fell. I should make one thing clear from the start. The Sword of Valor is no mere symbol, but a powerful weapon against demons. The holiness of the banner weakens them and robs them of one of their most dangerous abilities, teleportation.
Ooh. That's actually a really good thing to rob them of.
A forced march to Dresden awaits you. The Sword of Valor is kept somewhere within the Citadel. The demons probably think it's a hunting trophy. Its recovery is just as important as retaking the city itself. I hope the task is clear. I'm sending 2 specialists to help you, along with the soldiers. A historian, Nura Denduar, and a cleric, Soziel Vainik.
Soziel and Nura. The Queen nods to the human man and the young halfling woman standing next to her. Oh, this is gonna be so cool. Retaking Dresden? Ah, I can't wait.
One of the famous inquisitors of the Church of Iomade also wants to talk to you. The Honorable Leoter, whom everyone calls Hawkblade.
Leoter. Okay.
I do not wish to keep you, Commander. The matter I must discuss with you is extremely important, but it is not directly related to the Crusade. You no doubt wish to meet your new comrades and speak with Her Majesty. Therefore, I shall leave you now, but I ask that you seek me out in the camp at your earliest convenience.
Alright.
Hi! Listen, it's amazing here. It's like I'm in a ballad. There's knights in shining armor, deadly dangers, glorious feats. We are going to show those demons. I'm so tired of sitting in a library reading books about history. It's time I took part in it.
Hell yeah. Is this gonna be a bard? Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm glad to help our cause, Commander. If you have some time later, I'd like to speak with you further.
Sure.
You'll have plenty of time to talk.
New
You're the
companions?
Knight Commander's people now, his trusted advisors and companions. Now then, will you please leave us? Irabeth, you can go too.
Alright. So you want me all alone, huh? So what's really going on? When we met at the Defender's Heart, I never imagined you'd make me the commander of the new crusade.
Some actions may be deemed bold, or even extreme, and beyond those, there are some you might call the Queen's last resort. I am not a simple monarch. I am at war with the Abyss, a war which has lasted over 100 years. I cannot allow myself the luxury of caution. In you, I see a chance. and I am willing to stake everything on it.
No pressure.
However, you cannot blame me for putting you in charge of the crusade. I only formalized what had already happened in the hearts and minds of many. People spoke of the power that descended upon you and helped you save the Wardstones from corruption and total destruction.
Yeah, I'm pretty great.
Word of this feat quickly spread far beyond the borders of Mendev. There was no other person who could better fit the role of Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade.
Damn right. Let's see. We'll ask about Dresden last, I think. Did you know that the souls of angels from heaven are confined in the Wardstones?
I had guessed as much. Many angels fought alongside us in the First Crusade. Heaven was unable to mobilize its full might to aid us, but individual Celestials volunteered to fight for our cause. Then one day, they all vanished, saying that they were setting off on an important mission. Not long after, Iomede's herald erected the first Wardstone in Canopus, and then the others in cities across Mendev. Even back then, I had nagging doubts, but my faith in Iomede easily assuaged them. It is for us to serve the goddess after all, not to question her works. In any case, I am glad you did not allow the demons to commit sacrilege and gain control over the Wardstone in Canopus. We might have lost one of the Wardstones, but the chain is still standing.
Okay, that's good. So, does that mean the curtain's still up? Maybe it's just weakened now? You should know, I received an unusual gift in the caves beneath Canabras. In a vision, I saw the death of an angel called Lariel. Somehow, he was able to grant me the ability to reveal the light of heaven.
Lariel. I knew him. He disappeared shortly before the world wound grew, and Dresden fell into the enemy's hands. In the chaos, we had more important concerns than investigating the fate of a single angel. Even one so righteous and beloved as Lariel. And afterward, matters took a turn for the worse. The angels left us to go on their special mission. It is so strange to hear the names I used to hear when I was young, like getting a message from the past. It is sad news, but it brings me back to the times when we strongly believed in our victory, and we rushed headlong toward it without fear. Could it be that such times have come again?
Maybe. A smile, kind and sad, crosses the Queen's face. I wonder if we should be suspicious of Galfrey. Right? I mean, a human who has achieved essentially eternal youth, it looks like. I wonder if she's been corrupted at all. I'm sure she has to some extent. But to what extent is the question. Show the covenant of the inheritor. Do you remember this?
I thought this relic was destroyed many years ago. How strange it is to see it whole again. At one time, it gave me hope. I am pleased that this object will serve the crusade once more.
The Queen's eyebrows shoot up in surprise. Queen Galfrey's hand twitches, as if trying to reach for the relic of its own accord, but the Queen stills its movement. I had a vision of Iomede giving her covenant to you.
I was young, and did not fully understand the magnitude of the duty that had been entrusted to me. Iomede gave me hope and strength to see me through the trials ahead, and in so doing, she won my everlasting loyalty.
Do you still remember the oath you swore in battle?
Always. No matter how arduous, no matter how dark the skies, no matter how much blood flows from my wounds, I shall stand with you. We shall fight for our loved ones and our friends, for the right to live and die free. We shall do everything we possibly can, and after that, we shall begin to do the impossible. And if the hour should come when our arms can no longer raise our swords, our bodies will become a shield to cover those who still have strength to fight. I, Galfrey, Queen of Mendev, swear this to you. This is my vow.
She seems like a good leader. You withstood a blow from Arilu Vorlesh in that battle.
I would proudly declare that to be true, and say that even Arilu Vorlesh could not kill me on her first attempt. But to do so would be boasting. I was protected by my goddess. However, I was glad to see that, no matter how great the betrayer of humanity's power, it is nothing as compared to Iomede's might.
That is good. Do we want to give it to her? It is a powerful relic. What would Barrett do? He's a good guy. He does do things that are necessary to win. Do we need the symbol to win? She clearly wants it. What's more important, the symbol or perhaps a favor from a queen? And it is hers, right? Well, I mean, it's more hers than it is mine. Please take this gift. The covenant of the inheritor should belong to you.
Let the Covenant's restoration into my hands be a good omen for this war. I thank you. I shall ask the priests to offer prayers for you, that Iomade may send you strength and fortitude in the coming battles.
I wonder if that's going to come into play later on. Maybe that'll save her life later. I don't know. I have some questions about my mission to retake Dresden.
Of course. I shall answer.
How did demons manage to conquer Dresden?
That's a good question. Its walls were built by dwarf craftsmen, and the power of the Sword of Valor protected the city. Alas, where raging hordes failed, a single lying tongue was all they needed to succeed. The demoness Minago convinced a young and ambitious crusader named Staunton Vane that the banner belonged on the battlefield. He went on a daring and unapproved raid, and the banner ended up in the enemy's hands. The city fell soon after. Ever since then, for 7 decades, it has served as a citadel for the forces of the Abyss.
Damn you, Staunton. Damn you. Staunton Vane. Was it Vane or Vaughn? I don't remember what she said. I saw him at the Great Garrison. He defected to the demon's side.
Oh, really? I wasn't informed of this. After Dresden fell because of Staunton, he was nearly sentenced to death. He deserved it. In wartime, men are hanged for far less. But you have no idea what a terrible sight it is. A raging crowd of crusaders baying for blood. Never have my fighters looked so much like the demons we are fighting. I commuted Staunton's sentence and stripped him of his rank. Not just for him, but for my army and my country. We are not Hell Knights. We do not maintain discipline with public executions.
Oh, oof. Oh boy. I guess she doesn't realize that she's just put a Hell Knight in command of the 5th Crusade. It was a tough choice, I understand. You punished him with a life of disgrace and humiliation, and that life finally broke him. It's sad, but not surprising. You should have exiled him, let him go wherever he wanted. That way he would never have changed. He would have either changed his life for the better, or realized he had no one to blame but himself. Exile probably would have, like, if you're not going to kill him, exile probably would have been, well, I don't know. If he had managed to redeem himself, it probably would have been a very powerful symbol for the Crusade. I can't believe no one decided to punish him unofficially. The past is in the past. What matters now is that he's fighting for the other side. I expect we'll meet him in Dresden. Probably. But we're gonna go with this. You shouldn't have stayed the hand of justice. If he died, he wouldn't be betraying you again now.
Justice was nowhere to be found that day. The army had become a mob, and the tribunal was a prelude to what that mob craved: bloody carnage. I am the Queen of Mendev, and the leader of the Crusades. Justice served on my behalf cannot look like that.
Yeah, I understand. Like, in the moment, I don't know. I think she probably did make the right choice. I don't know if Baird would have made the same choice. But if what she's saying is true, maybe. Galfrey says the last phrase with purpose, her eyes ablaze. What forces are at my disposal?
Everyone we saw today at the parade. First among them, the Eagle Watch, who remain a powerful force thanks to Erebeth's resourcefulness. Also marching with you are several minor knightly orders, as the minor volunteer units like to be called. And finally, I have personally selected some recruits from Neurosian. They have little in the way of battle experience, but great determination and a thirst to prove themselves. I've always thought that an army benefits from at least one such unit. These forces, as I said, are not enough for a march on Dresden. You will have to hire additional troops with the funds that have been provided to you. But for a brave commander, and I hope you are one, that is just the beginning. If you retake Dresden, recover the holy power of the Sword of Valor, and gain a foothold in the region, then new armies will join under your banner. The Fifth Crusade is only beginning. Many battles and victories lie ahead.
Hopefully. I hope you're right. We could just get to Dresden and get completely annihilated. It's been decades, and no one has managed to retake the city. Why do you think we're different?
We have a chance now that we haven't seen in decades. But it's more than that. You created this chance for us by foiling the demon's plans in Canabris. The army who attacked the city came straight from Dresden. Demon hordes from the Abyss are usually encamped there, but many of them perished on the streets of Canabris. We must attack swiftly, before they can restore their forces. When the city is free and the Sword of Valor appears before our soldiers, they won't be sending in any more reinforcements. Demons cannot teleport into an area protected by the banner of the goddess.
What about long-term goals? Do you know how to get rid of the world wound forever?
Now you are talking like a real knight commander. However, answering your question is not easy. To win this war, we must bar the demon's way. There are a few planar rifts leading to the Abyss across the territory we call the World Wound. The best specialists we could find have tried to close them on separate occasions, with no success, as you may have guessed. The World Wound is more than just a chain of portals to the Abyss. We do not understand its nature yet. The methods of rift closure known to magical science simply do not work here. However, we have a hypothesis, and a rather well-grounded one, that we must begin at the source of the problem, the place where the World Wound was opened.
That's the city of Iz, right?
The main rift lies through the city of Iz, and the Threshold Fortress, deep in the former lands of Socorus. We have never managed to fight our way so far and gain a foothold to allow the mages to explore the origins of the World Wound. So, the next step, after you succeed in Dresden, is an offensive push deeper into the World Wound, with the aim of reaching Threshold. The very threshold of the Abyss.
Man, this is an awesome premise for a game. There's so much history and lore behind this whole war. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I have no more questions.
Wonderful.
What are you going to do?
Overlooking a spot of insubordination just at the moment. However, I shall answer you. I shall prepare the defenses at Neurosian and all the other border cities and plan the future of the Fifth Crusade. Does that satisfy your curiosity, Knight Commander?
Yeah, I was just admit nothing by it. I was just asking. All right, so I guess we haven't. So we can still select different paths here. So we're not like locked into only choosing Aeon Mythic paths. At least not yet. I don't know if that'll be the case. I believe somebody in the comments said that I select a path at the end of chapter 1. I don't think have we gotten, was Canabras chapter 1? Are we now in chapter 2? I'm not sure. Does the Church of Iomedae really spend so much effort prolonging your life, Queen? Just so you can watch the battle from the rear? You're the living banner of the Crusades, and your duty is on the front lines. Ooh, man, that's a... Damn, Baron. My Queen, I'd ask you to remain with us. The Dresden campaign is the hope of the Crusade, and the blessing of Iomedae that you carry may be decisive in this battle. You know, I feel like the first one might be a little bit more along what Barrett would have said at the beginning of the game. And I know we're not that far into the game, really. But I think he feels... maybe he's developing a bit of a... I don't know if it's so much ego or arrogance or anything. Maybe he just... I don't know. He's going to take the more direct, maybe a little bit more disrespectful route here. Does the Church of Iomedae really spend so much effort prolonging your life, Queen, just so you can watch the battle from the rear?
It's been a long time since anyone tried to talk to me quite like that. Like an interrogator at a trial.
The Queen seems astonished, but not outraged. She fixes her piercing eyes on you.
I don't know if you realize what you're suggesting. If our enemies in the depths of the wound were to discover that I was with your army, they would immediately send their most vicious demons to attack. They would stop at nothing to be rid of me, and thereby sow chaos across Mendev. But you are right. I shouldn't be sitting it out in the rear. I am a warrior queen, and a queen of warriors. Yet my fighters have forgotten what I look like. Fine. I shall join the crusade, but on my own terms. First, I shall assemble my entourage and lead the parade out of the camp. I shall catch up with you later, along with a few hand-picked bodyguards. We'll change our armor, and I'll become a knight of a minor order and join the troops incognito.
Ooh. That sounds like it's going to be fun.
Until we approach Dresden, no one should know I am among you. But before we storm the city, I shall show myself to the troops and join the battle. Let it be a surprise for the demons. I hope you won't complain of my company on the road, Commander, since you were the one who insisted upon it.
Galfrey chuckles.
Do you have any other questions?
I like her. The task is clear.
Splendid. Ah, yes. We have one final matter to attend to. It should be rather enjoyable.
Oh? The Queen gives you an impish wink.
Count, there you are. You received my instruction?
I did, though I did not have time to read the thing before I was dragged before your majesty. In truth, I was readying myself to depart.
Is she gonna force him to stay? I bet she is.
No matter. I trust you will forgive your sovereign for the rather brusque summons, especially when you learn what prompted it. As you are aware, he has recently been appointed my Knight Commander of the 5th Crusade. I spent a long while pondering whom to appoint to the highly sensitive post of Commander's Field Attaché and Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio. Congratulations, Count.
that second title, I'm not going to pronounce that again. The Queen makes a stately gesture in your direction. Oh, this is awesome. He's going to love it.
It is a great honor, I suppose.
Darren's cool expression wavers, but he seems not to be fully cognizant of what is happening. That, or he is holding himself tightly in check. That's a great idea. A rather frivolous... No, we've pushed our buttons enough. That's a great idea.
I knew you would approve, Commander.
The Queen bestows a smile on you, then brings her gaze to rest on Darren once more.
I had my doubts about whether you were ready for such a responsibility, Count. But your conduct in Kenobris has put my mind at ease. So, you will travel with the troops to Dresden. Only the commander may remove you from your post. But I trust that you will dutifully fulfill his orders and make a good showing of yourself. Especially since word of your appointment, Count, will reach the court at any moment. All of Mendev's nobility will be following your successes in service to the nation, including all of your devoted admirers. I even heard that one bard with whom you are particularly friendly has already begun composing a ballad to honor your heroic participation in the crusade and your faithful service to the commander here.
Your largesse truly knows no bounds, dear cousin. I am most gratified by the honor you have shown me.
The Count offers a low bow, either as a sign of respect or in order to hide his flushed face. Only the barest quaver can be heard in his voice.
Then let's get going. May Iyomade help us.
Preparations are finished. The road to the World Wound awaits. Hello, Anevia, I assume. Yep. Anevia sweeps an inquisitive glance at you. So tell me straight. How'd that brawl at the Grey Garrison end? I heard the rumors, of course. That's kind of my job, you know? To listen? You've no idea what cobblers the Crusaders say about you. Some say that Iyomade came to you and appointed you her herald. Others say that you died, and an honest-to-God's angel is now leading the army disguised as you. Still, others say it was just an explosion at an alchemist's lab, and I'm the one spreading rumors about your powers. I wish. But you know, you really have changed since the Grey Garrison. It's hard to describe, but you've become kinda... Anevia waves her hand, trying to find the words. More stately, maybe? Like, I actually have already felt like, in the decisions we've made, we've become more... confident in our role as, like, a leader. More stately. More dangerous. I have a gut instinct about these things. If I didn't, I'd already be dead. You're dangerous, Commander. And by Desna, I hope you'll be dangerous to our enemies, and not to us. Or to yourself. I hope so too. Alright, you watch yourself now. Alright, let's take a look at our log here. So, man, there's so many things. Can we hide? Yeah, we can hide completed quests. There we go, that helps out a lot. Okay. So I don't know if this is still... I don't know if we can still do this or what. It's not marked as failed or completed or that it's timed anymore. So I don't know that one. The Wardstone Legacy, Cold Water. Right, Chili Creek. That's where the Priest of Erastel's going. The last chapter to complete the quest, or it will fail afterwards. Okay. So this is our main quest now. The Sword of Valor. Banner over the Citadel. The fight for Kenabris marked the beginning of the Fifth Crusade. The next objective is Dresden, once the capital of the Crusader movement, and now a demon citadel. Who will win? It's an equation with an infinite number of unknowns. The finest military minds failed to bring an end to this war, but a new leader now stands in command, one different from all the others. And perhaps this new variable will produce a different result. The army sets off from Kenabris to Dresden. Between the two cities, there are miles and miles of land maimed by the claws of the abyss. How many of those who set out will reach the destination alive? Will anyone join them along the way? Time is a luxury they do not have, and the chances that the whole situation will change unpredictably increase with each passing day. Is this going to be like an Oregon Trail segment of the game or something? Or like the Banner Saga, if you guys have played that game, where you have resources and stuff and events happen as you travel along. That'd be cool. I don't know if that's how it will be, but... And we have a couple we have 4 companion quests here. Let's just refresh all our quests here, because we haven't really looked at these in a while. Consumed by the war against the demons, Right, we actually just talked to this guy, so we need to refresh ourselves on this. The Outcast. And Kaylessa, that's the chick that the one guy, the elf, is hunting. Yeah, the hunter Forn has arrived from Kionin. Right, and we let her go. This is the quest that we didn't complete, that it said it would fail if we didn't complete it at the end of the chapter, but it's not failed? I don't know. Maybe that's just going to be there forever now. I don't know. We just read that one. More Than Nothing. Many discoveries are made by pure accident. No one knows where the thirst for knowledge may lead the brave scientist and tireless explorer Nenio. To greatness or insignificance, to enlightenment or disappointment, the world's salvation or its destruction. Right, so for her we need to go to the Nameless Ruins. The name itself hints that there is nothing of interest in this place, but not for Nenio, who claims that her nose for an intriguing mystery has never failed her. Right, visit the abandoned Houndheart's camp. In true paladin spirit, Sela gladly lends a helping hand to anyone who needs it. On this occasion, a young knight, Ellen. During the demon attack, he lost an expensive ring, a gift for his fiancée. In the grand scheme of things, this can hardly be considered a serious problem, but surely, even minor requests for help should not go unheeded. Right, so we have to go to his camp to get the ring. While the world burns. The Inquisitor of the Church of Iomade wants to discuss a matter of exceptional importance with the commander. This is how secrets of the past knock on the doors of the present. What's hidden in the dark always comes to light. Mortals like to believe that some mystical principles are involved, but they are mostly wrong. It is just that there is always some nimble mind or a dangerously curious soul whose thirst for knowledge will overcome any obstacle, for better or for worse. The Inquisitor is waiting for the commander and the camp for an important discussion. Interestingly, we haven't seen Holrun anywhere. Maybe he probably stayed back in Canabras, to be honest. But this guy's an Inquisitor. Maybe it'll be about Holrun. A farewell. The army begins its march from Canabras. Many of those undertaking this journey will not return for a long time. Many more will not return at all. The young cleric still has one thing left to do in the city, bidding a final farewell to someone important to him. Talk to Saucio. The young cleric wants to discuss something important. It might be a good idea to hear what he has to say. It's kind of confirmed that he's a companion, and I'm guessing the Inquisitor is going to be a companion too. And I hope that the that bard-looking halfling is going to be a character too. She's got a portrait, and a voice, so it's a good chance that she is a companion. Crusade quests. Opening. Laymen believe that a military commander's success is built on their intellect, insight, or personal courage. However, all these qualities are useless if the leader lacks the one that matters most: unshakable authority among the rank and file, ensuring that they follow orders quickly and without question. The commander assumed control of the Crusader army only recently, and he will have to quickly master the art of managing a military host. The commander's early success or failures in this new post will determine whether the soldiers trust his leadership or lose faith in him. Wipe out the band of cultists. A band of cultists who participated in the attack of Canabras is retreating in the direction of Dresden. The first task of the commander's army is to capture and eliminate them so they cannot warn the demons. Find the lost relic of the Crusaders. According to chronicles, one of the Crusades' relics was lost in the lands the commander's army is about to pass through. The power of this artifact would be useful in the march on Dresden. Perhaps it would be wise to spend some time carefully exploring the right bank of the West Selen. And then a couple errands. In pursuit of the past. Right, this is the storyteller. And Erebeth's scabbard. Ask Erebeth how the scabbard for her family heirloom sword ended up in a smuggler's cache. Right, we gotta do that too. Okay. Let's head out. Well, there's Erebeth right there. Let's go talk to her about her scabbard. Erebeth. Commander, allow me to say something. Erebeth looks even more serious than usual. This wasn't a war. It was agony. drawn out over decades. No one believed in victory anymore. When the demons attacked the city, for some, it was a relief. At last, the end has come. They laid down their weapons and surrendered without a fight. I felt the same thing, but I somehow got through on stubbornness and the vague hope that if nobody found Inevia's body, she might, by some miracle, have survived. And that miracle was you. You returned my beloved to me, and when I nearly lost all hope of seeing her alive again. Then you went on a suicide mission to the Grey Garrison and won the city back for us. Wait, that was a suicide mission? Hold on. I thought we had a good chance. I can't believe it. You turned a defeat into a victory. I know it wasn't easy, but you make everything seem so effortless. You do everything just like that. She says with a snap of her fingers. Yeah, I'm great. Keep going. Tell me more. The Queen believes in your powers too, but for me, they're just more proof of what I felt that day when I saw Inevia alive, standing next to you. You're the miracle we've been waiting for. You're the one who will finally put an end to this terrible war, and in spite of everything, deliver us the victory we so desperately need. With you, I'm sure this crusade will achieve what others could not. I hope you're right, Arabeth. I found a scabbard with your family name on it in the Grey Garrison. Arabeth looks down. The scabbard held the solemn hour, my family's sword. My father once fought with it, and I took it when I left home to become a paladin. Alas, it was not stolen. I parted with my heirloom willingly, to help someone dear to me. Inevia needed expensive healing, and, having no other way to procure money, I pawned my father's sword. I think he would have understood. I'm sure he would have given up everything to help the family. I hoped to redeem the solemn hour eventually. But there was never enough money, and soon the sword disappeared from the pawn shop altogether. I have no idea who took it. Seems like I'll have to part with my father's sword forever. Is Inevia sick? You'll forgive me if I don't go into detail. It is a private matter. Suffice it to say, everything is fine now. The treatment was costly, but it was worth it. I don't think it was foolish. I can see that you truly love her. Oh, there we go. A delicate blush appears on Arabeth's cheeks. She nods silently. Aww. Arabeth lovingly traces the name imprinted in silver on the scabbard's leather. My parents were loyal servants, yet it wasn't enough to earn them a title or a coat of arms. Still, however humble our name might be, it is worth something. I don't know if I'll ever see the solemn hope or the solemn hour again, but at least I have its scabbard back. Thank you. So, it turns out that the Queen has heard of counterintelligence watching me. I wonder why. But have we? Is my memory that bad and I just forgot already? You think that the Queen doesn't trust you? If that were true, she wouldn't have put you in charge of the army. My main task is to be your advisor, until you've gained enough experience as a commander. As for counterintelligence, Inevia and I were tasked with keeping an eye on your inner circle. But you're not under suspicion, Commander. You're under our protection. We need reinforcements. Can you get us more soldiers? Arabeth frowns. When we began the march on Dresden, we chose speed over numbers. If I order more volunteers to be recruited, they simply won't arrive in time. We could pay mages to deliver the troops to the camp, except I doubt that our army's coffers could afford it. If you can spare 7,500 gold coins, I will see to our reinforcements. Sure, you have your orders. Merging and splitting units. If two of your armies stand next to each other on the global map, you can transfer units. Are we getting like strategy tactics in here? You can transfer units between them by clicking the button that appears next to the army's name. Upon exchanging troops, the number of movement points of each army will become equal to the lowest value among the two. Click the I button next to the army's name on the left. Clicking the I button next to the army's name on the left will take you to the army management screen. Here, you can set your units starting positions at the beginning of combat. You can split your units by holding Control or Shift and moving the units to a different slot. You can also create a new army here by clicking the button on the right. Alright, we'll have to explore that more later. Consider it done. Lost gold coins. It's hard to believe your origin is so humble. You deserve a noble title, more than many who inherit them. Erebeth's cheeks blush a little. Thank you, Commander. It's an honor to hear that, especially from you. Every noble family begins somewhere. You must have heard the recent story from the Stolen Lands and the River Kingdoms. Just imagine, coming from nowhere and making it all the way to the Royal Crown in just a few years. Yeah, they were pretty amazing too. Sometimes I wonder what would happen if I managed to distinguish myself somehow. But then, I push away such unworthy, selfish thoughts, of course. We don't fight for rewards. The fate of the world is at stake, and yet... Erebeth's blush deepens and she falls silent. And yet, it's what you want. Erebeth says goodbye with a short bow. Okay. Let's go around, talk to all our companions. See if they have anything new. Ember is bobbing her head and humming a tune. She greets you with a carefree, cheerful smile. Her wandering eyes linger on you for just a moment, before darting off again into the distance. Oh yeah, they got mythic powers. How are you handling your new abilities? Abilities? The girl tilts her head to her shoulder. What are you talking about? Oh, the tricks you learned with the big gray when the big gray house blew up. They're funny. Thanks for teaching them to me. Yeah, sure. The Queen gave me the title of Knight Commander and put me in charge of an army. What do you think about that? Hey, did you hear? I'm amazing. The elf focuses her wandering gaze on your eyes, smiles, and shakes her head. Don't believe titles. All of us in the world are children of the street, barefoot, hungry, scared, a step away from death. Some imagine they're strong and rich, like gods, but don't forget who you really are behind the title. It's incredibly wise, Ember. Thank you. Way to kill my buzz, though. I mean, could have said, good job. So go. The elf watches you with a radiant smile as you leave. Alright. Who else do we got? Anybody over here? No, so... Let's go talk to... Let's see. Where? So, Nerva's in there. There's Sauciel. There's, I already forgot it says Hawkblade. We want to talk to them later. So let's go this way. Around. So let's go down here. Talk to Nenio. Nenio? Oh, there she is. Ah, boy. There you are. Very good, just in time. You'll be delighted to know that I need you for an experiment. So, the Grey Garrison stands roofless. Demons are running for the hills with their tails between their legs. Mendev's queen... What was her name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Yes, Galfrey. Is scurrying to and fro. And all this is somehow connected to you, my loyal follower. Thus far, there is no scientific evidence of your exceptionality. If one discounts blind faith and divine intervention, which I do. Man, my companions are knocking me down a notch, huh? We, people of science, refuse to believe in the inexplicable without any proof. We are the ones who explain the inexplicable. Nenio punctuates her statement with an energetic sweep of her arm, and therefore, open your mouth and say ah. Ah for me. Open your mouth. Ah. Nenio peers into your mouth with a practiced eye. Alright, your throat's fine. Tongue looks perfectly normal. Your breath, she sniffs. The smell is in line with the regular functioning of a digestive system. Now for your teeth. She sticks one hand in your mouth and probes each of your teeth in turn with the skill of a seasoned dentist. No detectable alterations. By the way, did you know that many individuals, while being wholly civilized representatives of their race, still have an amazingly powerful bite? As if suddenly recalling something, Nenio promptly pulls her hand out of your mouth. You could really just be like a silent protagonist almost in this game, in a lot of scenarios. Are you really trying to find a correlation between fang length and civility? Nenio seems slightly embarrassed. For the good of science, I look for correlations everywhere and in everything. How can you prove there's no correlation if you don't bother to look for one? That's a good point. If someone gets on my nerves, I can bite hard enough too. I'll stay silent. Moving on. Alright, what do we have next? Ears. Let's check your hearing. Testing! Nenio yells right in your ear and nods in satisfaction as she observes your reaction. Hearing is fine. Was fine. But don't worry, it's scientifically proven that it should return to normal soon. Next, Senio circles you. Eyes are clear, posture is satisfactory, limb length is standard, no lice. She stops, rubs her chin in contemplation, and, in a slightly dejected tone, says, "Boy, you are the picture of health." It's a pity. I was expecting to find some anomaly. Well, now let's assess your mental state. Imagine a hypothetical situation. You are a tree. Two squirrels have found their way into your hollow and are now copulating there. What do you do? I'll stick my branch into the hollow and drag them both out by the neck. I'll do precisely nothing, because I am a tree. Yeah, I'll do precisely nothing because I am a tree. An unconscious act of withdrawal along with a lack of trust in your own abilities. Or perhaps just a healthy dose of pragmatism? On to the next question. Another hypothetical situation. You are a tomato. You have been picked from the vegetable patch and put into a crate. You know that today the cook will use half the tomatoes from your crate to make soup. What do you do? There's nothing I can do. I am a tomato, remember? An unconscious act of withdrawal, inability or unwillingness to see something bigger behind something small. Alright, I understand. On the surface, it appears you don't really believe in your ability to change things. But in fact, you are a strong pragmatist who knows perfectly well that what you can and can't do. Your reasoning is that of a mortal, one who is capable of achieving a great deal, though he would deny even that. On that note, I deem this experiment complete. Thank you for your participation. Nenio looks at you, pensively, and then gestures at you with a wide sweep of her arms. And yet you remain a puzzle to me. I love puzzles. One of these days, I will solve you completely. Unless I forget. Now, I have time to answer your questions. Come on, ask away. Nope, that's it. That was fun. I liked that. Okay, let's go down this way.
Let us press on.
There's Hillor. Oh, what's that? We'll leave all that stuff. We'll just take the valuables. So Hillor is over there. Kind of forget who Hillor was. Hey, Lan. What brings you here? What do you think of what happened in the Grey Garrison? Did you feel a change in yourself? It's hard not to notice when the demons start running away from you like a flock of frightened bats. Frightened brats. Powers granted by Iomade to defeat demons. Lan raises his hands above his head and pensively scratches behind a single horn. Since I was a kid, I've taken whatever I've been given and used it as best I can. Anything goes when you're trying to survive. It doesn't matter where your blessings come from. We can think about that when we're old, if we live that long. But you know, this time even I'm not so sure. A divine power that just appears out of nowhere? Sooner or later we'll have to pay for it. I'd like to know what the price will be. Man, you guys are a bunch of Debbie Downers. Thank you for your answers. So long. Hillor. Who are you again? Oh, this was the Pathfinder. Hillor nods approvingly. You've earned the title of Commander. Canabra still stands thanks to you. While you have to be doubly on your guard. Your eminence places a target on your back, and there are assassins about. Killing a high-ranking crusader would bring a demon far more prestige than killing a common soldier. Not long ago, I stymied a few of the Spinner of Nightmares attempts on the lives of influential crusaders. so I know what I'm talking about. Do you know anything about a Pathfinder named Finian Dismar? Hilor rubs his chin. Let me think. Dismar. Definitely heard the name before. Finian the talking weapon. Of course you have. I'm a Pathfinder too. So, now you are the commander in these lands? What about Lady Ari? When I left the wound, she had just taken up that position. Hilor examines the talking weapon and chuckles sadly. I'm afraid Ari perished during the Third Crusade. Yes, now I remember. Finian Desmar went missing in the wound at the end of the Second Crusade. His name has been on the list of the fallen for a while. Here I am, alive and well. Write in your lists that I'm back, and soon I'll file detailed reports about everything that happened to me. Finian's voice is full of joy. I knew it was just a misunderstanding. But now everything will return to normal. I need to write to my folks. They probably think I'm dead too. Hilor shakes his head sadly. Poor lad. But such is the fate of a Pathfinder. We face the unknown, but sometimes the unknown wins, and our mind cannot take it. Which influential crusader did you save from the Spinner of Nightmares? I'd been hunting the Spinner of Nightmares for over a year. My agents, by that time I'd created a proper network, reported to me that she'd returned to Neresian. I immediately suspected that she was planning a great atrocity. By that time, I'd learned all too well that the Spinner was master of illusions and charms. That's why I never left the house. Without this, Hilor takes a monocle from his pocket and puts it on carefully. This is the Eye of Truth. It allows me to see through illusions. My friend got it from the priests of Nethys. However, neither this monocle nor my network of agents were adequate to prevent the attacks, and we were nearly too late. The Spinner decided to strike at the Cruciform Cathedral. They had gathered to celebrate the victory of the First Crusade. Damn, how old are you, buddy? It was a great holiday, and there was a lavish ceremony at the cathedral. An influential priest, Anthocletus, was in charge of the festivities. They were intending to crown him with a tiara, a symbol of his high status, but the sacred tiara had been replaced. Spinner had obtained an a sentient and rather ominous cephalopod from the other end of the world. She raised it from an elver. What are these words? I don't know what any of this is. And trained it carefully. Okay, so this is some sort of pet. I don't know. She cast an illusion on it so that everyone could see it as a tiara. The moment its shell was placed on Anthocletus's head, the cephalopod would release its tentacles and penetrate the priest's skull. Gotcha, I understand now. Its poison would seep into his brain, and it would seize control over Anthocletus's dead body. Fortunately, we were able to stop this madness in time. I spotted the Spinner in the crowd and chased her down, and we ended up crossing swords on the roof of the cathedral. I nearly defeated her, but she fled upon a giant stallion, which is able to run across the air as if it were on the ground. It was so close. I was so close to catching her. She'd suffered a setback, but I let her escape. Hilor's bitter and angry smile shows he hasn't made peace with his failure. Tell me about your confrontation? It's a long story. Telling you everything would take 2 days. Which part do you want to know? So we've already done all those before. We'll refresh it one day. I have to go. Good luck. Okay, next up on my rounds. So we have the circus there. Oh, I didn't even mean to click on you, Camellia. Well, greetings. The neat smile on Camelia's lips disappears so quickly you almost wonder if you imagined it. God, she's such a mystery. I want to figure her out. What do you think of the powers you received from me? Camellia shrugs nonchalantly. People of noble descent grow accustomed to ample opportunity. The powers I received from you are useful, but I see no point in treating them with excessive piety. I'm gonna crack your shell one day. I won't keep you. She's killing me. Ellen of the Hound Hearts. Janet. Oh, yeah. You are those guys. I know who you are now. We'll talk to them later. Sela?
Hello.
Sela looks
So,
anxious.
What do you reckon about everything that's come crashing down on us? All the responsibility, command, this new power?
Sela looks anxious. She's honing her sword, but her movements seem nervous. The girl doesn't even notice you at first, but when she does, she smiles cheerlessly and stops what she's doing. So how does Barrett actually, like, joking aside, how does Barrett actually feel about it? I don't think he's overwhelmed. Is this what he was born for? Does he feel like that? To an extent, I think that might be it. I think that might be an aspect of it. I mean... So he was born in Cheliax. I think the background we picked was he was a Diabolist. Like he studied demons. Or not demons, devils. So he's educated. So he's probably from a wealthy family. I'm gonna go ahead and say he was noble born. How high of a noble he was? Probably not very high. He's probably a low noble. But, you know, he joined the Hell Knights as an armiger. And then he made his way to the Crusades with, like, you know, idealistic dreams of conquering the world wound and everything. Yeah, I think he's feeling pretty confident. This is what I was born for.
I envy your confidence. In a good way. It's great to believe that everything is going the way it should. I'm still frightened by what happened in the Grey Garrison. Were we really chosen? By Iomade herself? You know, back when I was a snot-nosed kid who just started down the path to becoming a paladin, I imagined once or twice that I was going to do something heroic. The lights would shine down on me, the trumpets would sing, I'd hear the voice of the goddess, or at least her herald, you know? I'd be informed that I had been chosen for a great cause. But that's the point where my imagination always failed me. Somehow, it really happened. Without all the trumpets or the herald or even anyone explaining what I had to do. Though it's clear as day, my place is here, in this demon-ridden wound. Quite a lovely war going on, in fact. Endless, I hear. I'm gonna need some time to wrap my head around this. Spare me an hour and I'll crawl into some dark corner and whine about my hard lot. What can I tell you? I cry easily.
It's gonna be alright, Sela. You are very powerful. You'll be okay. Thank you for speaking with me. Until next time. See ya. Okay. So we still have a couple of companions to talk to, but I think this is a good spot to end the episode. In the next episode, we'll finish up talking to people, and then we'll leave camp and see what's going on in the world map. But until then, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later. I'll catch you guys later.